If you don't feel genuinely happy, that's not what you're supposed to do. And when I'm in the dance studio, or when I'm creating my choreography, or when I'm learning somebody else's, I just feel so good. Like I'm just thinking, I'm not thinking. There we go.
Hey, this is Raina Campbell, your Chief Dream Driver, and welcome to the No Parking Podcast, where through conversations and discussions with creators like yourself, we'll find interesting approaches to help you take your dreams out of park, put them in drive, and ride towards success. Hey, Dream Drivers, welcome to episode 118 of the Dreams and Drive podcast. On episode 117, we talked all about how to not give up on yourself and your dreams. So make sure you check the episode out if you haven't already. Today, you're going to be hearing from the fabulously talented choreographer and dancer, Aliya Janell, on how she was able to put her dreams in drive. This episode is brought to you by StyleSeat, the #1 appointment booking and online scheduling software for independent beauty and barber professionals. With StyleSeat, you can set up a professional website, manage your appointments, promote yourself with marketing campaigns, accept credit card payments, and more on one platform. Sign up for a free 30-day trial by visiting styleseat.com or clicking the special link in our show notes page. So who is Aliya Janell? She's a dancer, choreographer, and social media influencer who has gained widespread popularity for her viral heels dance videos, which have been reposted by Trey Songz, Chris Brown, Nicki Minaj, and more. As she became more successful in the dance industry, she decided to launch her own dance class known as Queens and Lettos so that every woman can feel sexy, confident, and be a queen in her stilettos. And on this episode, we're going to talk about everything from how she got started, some of her biggest challenges she faced with building her brand, getting shout outs from celebrities, leveraging social. At the beginning of the year, she only had 10,000 followers, and now she has over 700,000. That's in less than 1 year. We talk about her future hopes and much, much more. So this episode is just going to be amazing. I have been a huge fan of Aliya Janell for the past few months, and just seeing how much she has been able to grow, how much effort and dedication she puts into her brand is so inspiring for me. So I know that it'll also be motivating and encouraging for you all listening in as well. Remember, you can join in on the conversation on social. We are Dreams and Drive across the board on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and use the hashtag Dreams and Drive. I love it when you guys are sharing and reposting. So go ahead and screenshot this if you're listening right now. Tweet us, tag us in an Instagram story, whatever. I really appreciate it when you guys are out here sharing it, and we get more followers every week because of that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Show notes are available at dreamsanddrive.com. Just click on episode 118. And I also want to tell you guys this. I'm trying to keep up with these giveaways of the week. As I said, I want to do one every week. So this week, our giveaway is going to be a Dreams and Drive t-shirt. So if you want to win a Dreams and Drive t-shirt, just go to dreamsanddrive.com/win and you can sign up there. That's dreamsanddrive.com/win. And the colors you can choose from are red, black, or gray if you win. All right, you guys, hope you enjoy hearing Aliya's story. Hi, Aliya. Welcome to this episode of Dreams and Drive. I'm so excited to have you on the show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I'm a dancer. So when I was in college, I danced full time, and I danced in high school and elementary school. And I am such a huge fan of heels classes. So it's going to be so fun to talk to you. I mean, I'm not the best dancer, but I can dance, it takes me a little bit longer with choreo, but
But I'm going to be happy to give you a private. I just need to go down there to New Jersey, or you need to come out here to LA and we can get it popping.
Yes, I've never been to LA. I've been to Seattle on like the West Coast, but that is like it's on my list of places to go.
Yeah, you have to. It's definitely, I mean, being from here, I mean, I've been here all of my life. So I was about to say it's really not nothing, but somebody who's never been to LA, I'm sure there's a lot to see out here.
And you were just recently in New York for the first time, right?
Oh my God, I was in New York. That brings back such great memories. The amount of love that I received from the East Coast, more specifically, New York, the love was out of the roof. Like, it was crazy. I really didn't even know I had so many fans that lived out there. And it's crazy because now I would suspect that my or I would expect most of my following to be in LA, but it's actually out there in New York. So I literally met like almost all of my followers out there. It was crazy.
Yeah, the dance community in New York City is definitely very big, because like where I live in New Jersey is in North Jersey, so my train into the city is about like 25 minutes. So I'm always in New York, and there's such a big like creative arts community over here, so it definitely makes sense.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I actually have 2 of my vlogs out on YouTube, and they really don't do it justice, but you can really see how many people showed up for my 2 Queens and Lettos classes. So it was amazing. The energy was, it was overwhelming. That's all I could say. Overwhelming.
So let's take some of that energy, right? And we are going to take it back in time. So I love to ask our guests the same question to start off the interview, which is, what inspired you as a child? If I had to say, who was the 8-year-old Aaliyah, describe to me that girl.
Well, definitely the 8-year-old Aaliyah did not care about, can I cuss? Shit.
Yeah, you can, girl, you can.
Yeah, no, she didn't care about shit. She knew that she had something in her because of all of the attention she got. And I think it starts off with my ethnicity, because I'm Black and Filipino, and you really didn't see that. Now there's a lot of mixed children out here, so it's really not that special nowadays. But I mean, even when you're just walking down the street and you just see somebody and you can't really tell what they are, you get so like captivated, and you are just wanting to know, you know what I mean, where they came from and who they came from and all of that information. So I was definitely that 8-year-old child where everybody used to come up to me and ask me what I was, and if I was into acting, and do I have an agent. So I already knew that I was getting special attention. There was something about me, and I loved it. Children are just so shy and just so like behind their mom. I was like, nope, ask me the question. You don't need to ask my mother. She doesn't play a part at all in my life. What? Who is she? I was literally the person where just I wanted all the attention. I wanted the spotlight on me. So my mom did get me into acting. She was a single mother. My parents divorced when I was around 4 years old. But I mean, it really didn't play a part in me. I was like, cool, 2 homes, 2 of everything. Great. My mom can buy me shoes. Dad can buy me clothes. I just got the best of both worlds. My mom being a single mother, she really just wanted to keep me busy, if you will, and get me into acting and get me into all of the special arts so I could be busy, so I won't have to think about my dad not being in the picture. Well, with her, he was there, but just in a different way. So my mom enrolled me into acting classes, but I don't know, it didn't give me the same feeling as dance did. And dance kind of just rolled around naturally. So with Filipino parties, we just are party.
Is your mom Filipino?
My mom is Filipino. My dad is Black, yes.
Okay.
So with Filipino parties, if it's not poker happening, it's definitely karaoke. And when all the karaoke happens, I mean, I wasn't really fond of singing. So I would dance. And when I would dance, everybody would stop what they're doing and turn around and look at me and grab their phones and take pictures and hype me up to keep going. And at this point, I was probably just jumping around and not even doing anything. But it really started then. And my inspiration back then, I'm really close to my god sister, and she's also Black and Filipino. So we always got the same attention together. But we really loved watching TLC and Destiny's Child, and just those main 2 girl groups. I know there was other girl groups back in the day, but those were the 2 main ones while we were growing up, at least. And I remember I would always be Left Eye, and she would be Chili, because she had the dark curly hair. And then for Destiny's Child, we will always fight for Beyonce, and then the other person will be Kelly. Nobody wants to be Michelle. But it was definitely those 2 girl groups, Beyonce and TLC, Chili probably, and Left Eye, just their attitude and the way that they perform and their music, just everything about them all around was such an inspiration for me, because I knew I could do the exact same thing. If not singing, definitely dancing and just performing overall. So yeah, those 2 girl groups, definitely.
So was that the dream back then? Like, what did you see as you became a teenager? Like, what was that goal once you graduated?
once I graduated, it was being a dancer, I put myself in a box. I just feel like when I look back, I'm like, damn, I could have started everything that I'm starting now way earlier, but I had to go through these things for me to learn and just gain a better perspective. But after I graduated, I just wanted to be a dancer. I just wanted to know that I can book, not only make money, but also travel the world, and not only travel the world and make money, but to also meet these celebrities and be closer to them and hopefully become like homeboys and homegirls with these celebrities, and just be in that realm of just fame and what is it? Glamour and you know what I mean? Just everything that comes with being a celebrity. That's what I wanted, but only as a dancer. I did not see myself choreographing at all. I just wanted to be that main dancer, legendary. She's worked with all these choreographers and celebrities, and that was it. And then I was going to find my next big thing.
So can you explain to our listeners who may not be so familiar with the dance world, what's the difference between labeling yourself as wanting to be a dancer versus going after trying to be like the best choreographer when it comes to the industry?
Yeah, well, I mean, being a dancer, there's a lot being a dancer, whether it's, go-go dancing or, stripping, dancing behind these celebrities in the industry, which is, kind of where my world is at, and auditioning and getting up early, fixing your makeup, putting your hair, putting your weave on at 7 a.m. to get to this audition that's across the freaking city. And it's crazy because a lot of these dancers that's in this community aren't from here. Like, I'm one of the rare ones that's from LA, and people who are from like the East Coast and wherever, they all need to come here. And it's like, you only have so much money in your pocket. So it's like, maybe you don't have a car, maybe you're living on somebody's couch, but you got to make this rent. So this audition is really, really important. And maybe it's not even one audition a day. Maybe it's like 2 or 3, one right here, one over there, got to take an Uber across the other city. Like, it's crazy. So being a dancer comes with a lot of those things, but being a choreographer, I think is the next step up from being a dancer, obviously, because you got to just have that creativity. And I really didn't have, I'm not even gonna lie, I really didn't have this creativity. And with this creativity, you need to have this professionalism, because the dance world has definitely changed from, back in the TLC days and dancers dancing for Janet, because the dancers, I feel like, back then were so praised and treated well as far as when it comes to like the business side of it and the money and, all of our benefits. And now it's kind of like just gone away. And now I feel like dancers are seen as just, whatever. It's just the people in the background that makes the celebrity look even better. But it's like, sometimes our dancers are carrying your whole show.
Yep.
Your show would kind of be like, okay, well, I can just listen to that CD in the car, driving, to work, making my money. I really didn't need to spend my money to come to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally can just listen to you over these earphones. You know what I mean? So it's really the dancers that make these shows. And, but going back full circle to choreography, it's like, you have to be in charge of that. You have to be in charge of the artist that vision, and not only give it to them, but you have to what do I want? You want to like convince them, because artists have their own little dream and their own little way of doing things, their own vision, and sometimes like, okay, you got to scale it down, because these are just human beings. They can't do all that. So I mean, but that also comes with creative directing as well. But choreography, you just got to look out for your dancers. You got to look out for them. You got to be as creative as you can be, and you have to stay relevant, because there's so many choreographers out here that have all of these different flavors. It kind of just, you got to find your own. Like, what is your own? What is your own style? What is it about you that Beyonce will love and that will hire, as opposed to this person right here next to you that's just as pretty and just as talented? You know what I mean? What's different? So it's definitely, being a dancer and being a choreographer is different in a way. But when it comes to me, I don't know. I feel like it's almost one and the same, because I've just been, but we can get into that later.
So did you decide that you wanted to go to college, or that you wanted to pursue the dance stream?
I wanted to do both. I wanted to both go to college, and I also wanted to pursue my dance dreams. the college side, I wanted it for myself. It took me a while to realize that I wanted it for myself, but I know my parents did. And before the Instagram fame and the YouTube fame and the repost, it's like, I don't think my parents really saw what dance can get for me and what dance can do and where it could lead me. So, I mean, they were still supportive of it, but it was like, girl, you still got to get this education because, you know, you've been in public school since you were in first grade. It's kind of like, you just got to finish, whether it be community college, whether it be you move from here to a university, or et cetera, et cetera. And I knew that I did not want to move from LA. Even though my friends were, all of my friends went to like the UC Santa Barbara and just all of the poppin' universities out here. Like it was like a dream to go to USC or UCLA, one of these poppin' universities. But I didn't want to go into university mean to me devoting all my time to school and not wasting my parents' money. But you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Using all of this money that eventually like it wouldn't do nothing for them except probably give me a good experience, but that's not where my heart was. So I said that I wanted to go to community college. So I've been enrolled at Pasadena, a local city here in LA, Pasadena Community College. I'm sorry. I've been enrolled there since I graduated in 2012. Now ask me the last time I've been to school, I'm not sure, probably because Lettos Queens and Lettos took me away. But to answer your question, a part-time student at a community college.
One of the things that you mentioned earlier that I think is so important for us is the idea of finding your own style and really finding like what's authentically you, right? How did you hone in on what makes Aaliyah Janelle different from other dancers that you really started to build your brand around?
Right.
Because I have a quote from someone who she was like, oh my gosh, she dances. Because one of my friends texted me like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you are interviewing Aliya. She dances so viciously. I was like, what? Like the way she described it, she was like passionately. So
yeah. I think it's because when I dance, like the passion really goes through myself and most importantly, it goes through my face. So all of these facial expressions that I'm making, it's just I'm so into it. It's something that I try to explain to my students and I just can't. I just have to show them. So it's like whether I'm doing somebody else's choreography or my choreography, when I feel it, I really feel it. And I'm an energy person. I read off of energy and everything that I do is with energy. So going back to the dance studio in my heels or in my sneakers, it just really just shows through my face. Like I'm just in my own world. And they're ugly ass faces too, but it just shows that how much I'm really in it and how much it means to me, how much fun that I'm having. And I'm just lost. I don't know. I'm just really lost.
Do you think that's how you know that something is for you? When you're able to get lost and just really, really just, you know what I mean? Because a lot of us are struggling because we don't know what's that thing that we get lost in.
Right. Yeah. I just feel it's most importantly coming around back to your energy and how you feel. I really, to the people who follow me and to my students, we really underestimate our feelings and our emotions because that's literally why we have them. If you feel bad about something, if you feel bad going to your 9-to-5 job and you feel bad about it, that must mean that you're not supposed to be there. We get so caught up in the rat race, you're supposed to work, you're supposed to wake up early at 6 a.m., you're supposed to drive in traffic and go to work in this large ass building, you're supposed to have this cubicle, there's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to be locked in to this box and you get your work done. And then at a certain time, that's when you can go home and be free. And you only have about 3 to 4 hours of freedom. But then bitch, you get tired. So you're not able to actually do that fun thing that you want to do. And next thing you know, you're tired and you do it all over again. You get so caught up and that's what you're supposed to do. That's what I'm made for. But in reality or in my reality, in my world, that's not supposed to happen. We get so, it's almost like not rocket science, but it almost sounds like rocket science to some people because we're so programmed as humans in this society that that's how it's supposed to be. But it's like, if you don't feel it, if you don't feel genuinely happy, that's not what you're supposed to do. And when I'm in the dance studio and when I'm learning this choreography, whether it's mine or when I'm creating my choreography or when I'm learning somebody else's, I just feel so good. Like I'm just thinking, I'm not thinking. There we go. There, that's proof to you right there. I was about to say I'm thinking about, but I'm really not. I'm not thinking. I'm just so happy and just, I just let out this energy with just a freaking sigh. Like, wow, this is what I'm really doing. And I don't have anything else to do, but that's fucking crazy. And then I go home and I go back home to the love of my life. And that's something within itself right there. And then it's like, I create my own schedule. I tell myself when to get up. I'm my own boss, and I'm so I wake up happy every single day, and I'm human. So when people listen to this, it's not like I'm some type of, some guru, you know what I mean? This like spiritual guru. No, bitch, I'm not happy all day, every day.
None of us are,
Right, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm so happy, and that's how I know I'm meant to be in this space right now, here and now.
So let's talk about Queens and Lettos and how that got started. So you were dancing. Well, take us through the timeline. Like, what were you doing leading up to figuring out, damn, I could start my own thing?
So I was actually dancing in other people's classes, and it was, I think it was the first day of 2017 of January 1st, where I was like, you know what? I actually have an itch to do my own thing, to have my own class. And you know what? I actually go even back further. Let's rewind a little bit. I started teaching for another person's brand. And I think that's kind of where I got my start. That's where people started to see me in the choreography light as opposed to the dance light. And ever since, and then going back to January 1st, I was like, wait, to be end of the day, everything that I do is representing the brand that I'm with as of right now, and it's not my own. I need to feel like I had enough experience teaching wise and dancing wise that I can begin my own book, you know what I'm saying, my own journey. So I just rented. I told my man, like, look, this is what's about to happen. I don't want to be a part of anybody else's brand anymore and help them, but by all means, I'm not going to be a part of one. No. So I said that I was going to go to my local studio down the street. I was going to rent my space and put it out on Instagram and say, hey, anybody who's free on this day, bring $5 in choreography. And ever since then, I started doing that every week because I just fell in love with teaching. And I never knew that when I wanted with, just me wanting to be behind Beyonce and just me wanting to dance. Ask me if I wanted to teach, I would be like, bitch, you crazy. Get out of my face. But after the couple classes that I taught by myself, renting these spaces, I actually fell in love with it. And feedback and all of the commentary and comments on Instagram, and my students coming up to me like, wow, you are amazing. I can't wait to come to class. Do you hold privates? So then I started doing privates. I started having one-on-ones with my queens, but we all didn't know that we were all queens. So this was before I actually started calling my class Queens and Lettos. It was just Aliya Janelle class. And,
but you had to start somewhere, right? Because you could have sat on it. Like, what if you had said, all right, I got to come up with a name. I got to do all this stuff. And you could have wasted so much time. And I think that's what a lot of people don't get is they waste so much time in thinking about how to do it. Sometimes you just got to do it and then figure it all out afterwards, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's I had no idea what I was doing. The only reason why I wanted to come up with a name is because people wanted me to come teach at their studios and they were say, what's your class name? What should you call it? And I would be like, hip hop, and that sounds so whack, So that's when I was like, okay, great. So have a class every week. I have a pretty great number of girls coming. Have an established class. So now that I feel like the next step is to name it something, not because it was the right thing to do, but because I wanted to make my class a little more professional. So I literally sat with who's my assistant, Ariane, and then another student of mine, and we were trying to come up with a name. And first we called it like, I don't know what, I'm not even gonna embarrass myself. Like we came up with different names, but one of my assistants me like, what do you call your students? Like, what do you see? And I say queens. I just see them. Queens. That's who comes to my class is queens. And we're in So I'm like, well, damn, do I want to call it, heels with queens or queens in heels? I was like, well, wait, I want to have a different name for heels. Like, what's a slang name? Looking up different ways how to say heels. We were even looking at different languages. It was crazy. But then I wanted to kind of build off of stilettos. So I was like, stilettos is really, a lot of people don't use stilettos. People use like heels and pumps and, other names for it. But I was like, I'm a real fan of making nicknames for people, nicknames for things, just nicknames, everything. So I'm like, cut out the still, and how about we just call them Lettos? Like, why don't we just call our heels Lettos? And I'm such a fan of slang words. So we put 2 and 2 together, Queens and Lettos, and I was like, bitch, that's it. So that Queens and Lettos was born.
Do you remember how many like followers you had on social media when you were just starting out before everything kind of blew up?
Yeah, I remember I had about, I think the beginning of this year, I reached like at least 10K.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so what were some of the challenges that you faced? Because I know you were growing the brand. People were coming out to class every week. But what were some of the business challenges that you were running into that you had to learn how to navigate?
Well, definitely, promoting my class and just branding overall. Like, how do I get my brand out there? How do I make these little commercials? How do I make these little flyers? How do I let people know what's going on? Because I was just, to be honest, I didn't think that Queens and Lettos can get this big. And because I put myself in a little box just to, just have a cute little class or whatever every single week, whoever comes, and whoever doesn't. I don't really care. You know what I mean? That was kind of my mindset. I didn't care. I didn't want to go through branding stuff. I didn't want to get a logo. I didn't want to have an official name. I just wanted to dance, basically. So, definitely my challenge beginning this brand was just branding itself. Branding itself is really hard. I mean, starting with Instagram, because Instagram is the main thing nowadays. If you don't really have a following, then that's one. 2, if you really don't have a following, then nobody really is going to see it, and not all of your followers are around your area. It's just it goes so far. So that was my main challenge, was getting Queens and Lettos out there.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break from the episode for our Dream Driver tip of the week, sponsored by StyleSeat, the #1 appointment booking and online scheduling software for independent beauty and barber professionals. So I talk about this a lot, but being organized as a service professional is so important. You need to have systems in place for a great customer experience, because as any business knows, customers drive sales. So how are you going to make it easy for your customers to view your services, view your prices, book you, pay you, leave reviews, engage with you, and eventually come back and do that again? So StyleSeat is a great answer to that if you are a beauty professional. Here's why I love working with professionals who use StyleSeat and why I think you guys all need to check it out. #1, they allow you to direct your customers to your online booking link and site and Explorer. So you don't have to tell people, email me, DM me. No, just send them your link and they can do everything on that one page. You're able to set up a professional website, manage your appointments, promote yourself with marketing campaigns, accept credit card payments, and protect yourself with a no-show late cancellation policy. So basically with StyleSeat, you're able to get organized, get booked, and get paid and grow your business. To sign up for a free 30-day trial of StyleSeat, just go to styleseat.com, or you can visit our show notes and click on the link there. Or you can just go to dreamsanddrive.com/partners. I hope you guys all check out StyleSeat. I am a huge fan of their services. And also, Melody McCloskey, who is the StyleSeat CEO, was on episode 77 of the podcast. So if you want to hear about how you can really, really hone in on your hustle and turn your obsession into a business, check out episode 77. All right, let's get back to Aliyah's story. How did you actually go about figuring out what was going to be your secret sauce to marketing and branding? Like, what were the things or what were the resources you had to do? Who helped you find some answers?
Right. Well, I can't remember. That's a great little experience. So when privacy came out, I did the privacy challenge for Chris Brown before he had reposted and everything. that was probably not my smallest class, but I remember I was in like the third largest room at this dance studio that I'm at. So it was fairly really small compared to what I'm teaching in now. But I just remember I didn't filming my class wasn't even a priority. I wanted to be that class where it wasn't about filming, it wasn't about the social media, it wasn't about branding, it wasn't about putting yourself out there. It was just about women together and just dancing and learning Aaliyah Janelle style. So thank goodness for her today. But I remember I did this private, even before I knew there was a privacy challenge, I taught to Chris Brown privacy, and it was a regular week. And I decided to do my solo at the end of class. I do a solo every time at the end of class just to give, the girls a little treat, give them a little performance. I had somebody film. I usually have my man film everything that I do, but I told them to stay home on this one because I just wanted to be with the queens. And little that I know, one of the girls was filming, and you can recall, have you seen that video?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just sweaty boots, sweaty ass, sweaty vagina. My toes were crazy. Like I was not in the position to be filming, but it was the cleanest video that I had. And while I was learning about branding, I needed to post something about my class. I needed to let the world know that, hey, I taught week and here's a video, and it was to Chris Brown privacy. I saw that Chris Brown had posted something about hashtag privacy challenge or whatever, so I can see. So I was like, bitch, let me go out and do it. I really don't know what's about to happen, but I went back to that post. I hashtag privacy challenge, and next thing you know, I was getting so many DMs, maybe like 3 days after that. I waited. I had forgotten about it. And then that third day had came. I remember I just had so many DMs of people saying, look, oh my God, he posted, da, 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 boom, 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 boom. So coming around back to your question, it was my secret sauce was my performance at the end of class and getting a great video to have that showcased on my Instagram so people around the world can see it. Because ever since that privacy video, that's when people from across the country, around the world, places that I didn't even know existed, started to see me. You know what I mean? And
what was the timeline?
Too.
What was the timeline? Like what date did you post that video?
Dang.
Was it this year? It was this year, right?
Yeah, it was this year. I don't know the exact
month. The month?
It had to be the beginning of the month, beginning of the year.
Okay.
To the beginning of the year, maybe January. So I started my class in January, February. It had to be around February, March.
Okay. What would you say to that person who is nervous about putting themselves out there, right? Because sometimes putting yourself out there can open you up, as it did for you, to a whole new audience. Like, how would you tell somebody to like get past that fear of promotion or that fear of just going for it?
Well, I think what's most important to understand within yourself, to sit in this knowingness of people have their own lanes. Not own lanes, my bad. Your own path. Everybody has their own path. Everybody is supposed to have their own journey. Everybody's supposed to have their own different way of getting started and getting to your destination. I remember I used to get so mad at myself because I would see all of these like freaking genius dancers on Ellen and in music videos and just things that I've wanted to do. And these kids are like 2 decades, you know what I'm saying, younger than me. And it's like, well, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I start off like that? Why didn't my mom put me in that class? And that's the wrong question to be asking. The right question to be asking is, what's stopping me from doing that right now, regardless of what my age is and regardless of where I am? Is that what you want to do? Yes or no? And then coming back to what I was saying earlier about that feeling, what does it make you feel? If that makes you feel excited, if it makes you feel hungry, then that's what you're supposed to be doing, regardless of how old you are. And if you have 10 million followers, or if you only have 5K followers or less followers than that, or what your experience is, if that's what you want to do. And I hate to sound so cliche, but it's like, I think the main thing is to not compare yourself to to anybody else because she has a different life than you. Why would you want to be her when you can be you? And at the same token, nobody could be you because you're you. And we have to start to understand that as individuals.
So with Queens and Lettos, right, were you starting to come to a point where you were like, damn, like I'm actually making like a legit profit? Or were you seeing the brand as a business in the sense that you could be self-sustaining and it could be something bigger than you ever thought?
Yes. I think it was, I'm going back in my head. I'm going back to my, my biggest class that I've had, at the studio that I started teaching at. It was my biggest class was when I taught to Wild Thoughts. And I remember the first day. So I teach the same combo twice in the same week. The first time that I teach it is on Wednesday. The second day that I teach it is on Friday. You know what? I'm lying. Back when I taught Wild Thoughts, I was only doing one class a week. So people had to wait a whole week to see me again. So I remember one week on a Thursday, I taught to Wild Thoughts. Boom, put it out there. Remember to get your video for branding and to get yourself exposed. So I posted a video of me and my girl Joy, and we did it. And then I came back for the second class that following week. And I remember I walked into that studio and one of my girls who normally takes my classes was like, girl, you can't even move in there. And I was like, what the fuck is about to happen? So I walked in and I filled the biggest room in the studio. And I remember I was like, is this an audition or is this Little Queens of Lettos? Because it's like a celebrity here that I don't know about. And little did I know is, bitch, you're the celebrity. Like, you're the one. And I was like, wow, everybody at the end of the day is here for me and is here for my creation and what I do. And ever since then, as I was, making my, taking people's payments, I looked at my man and I was like, wait, if I'm doing this every single week, once a week, what can I be doing twice a week? And if I do that twice a week, what can I do when I travel to different places who don't normally have me? So that's when I started. And then I started growing my following on Instagram as just myself as I, started posting social media videos with other social media stars or whatever. So it's like, I have two different lanes that I'm in, that I'm succeeding in, that's growing every single day. What is happening? Okay, what can I do to start to organize this and make it into something professional? So I think it was that moment, it was that class where I was like, I can really start doing this and make it something bigger than I ever thought.
So tell us about the day that Nicki Minaj was looking for you.
Oh my, yeah, it was it was an oh my God moment. But by then I already had gotten reposted by Chris and a song Marion. And I think there was one more before then. But at that point I was like, you know what? I love the reposts. They're freaking amazing. They give me so much exposure, but now I want to be bigger than that. I don't want to just be known as a person that just gets reposted. I want to be teaching Nicki Minaj. I want to be in a music video with Chris Brown. I want to be, choreographing for Trey Songz or whatever the celebrity was. So, but I think I was filming one of my social media dance videos with one of my girls, and my man had texted me. He sent me a screenshot that somebody had sent to him, and it was somebody's Twitter, because I'm not really active on Twitter, but on Twitter she had said that she was looking for the itty bitty piggy girl, and I was like, whoa, okay, wait, so she's looking for me, my nigga? Wait, so she must want me for a video, or she must want me for something that other than a repost, because it's like if she wanted to repost it, then she would have reposted it. So in that sense, because of her context, I was like, I got really excited. And the fact, and not to mention, all of the reposts that I got was from guys. It's like, hello, of course they're going to repost you. You're in heels, you're a pretty girl, you're half naked shaking your butt. Obviously they're going to repost you. But the fact that the fact that I was being looked for by the queen herself, Nicki Minaj, like I might as well have Beyonce looking for me. You know what I'm saying? Because she's like the best in the rap game. And to have that attention from the most respected celebrity out there was it was a surreal moment. It was a surreal moment. And that's when I was starting my vlog. So I decided to make a vlog on YouTube and how I felt. And it's crazy. And since then, it was just blessing after blessing after blessing. And I don't even know how I did it. I did not understand it. I could not tell you. I really did not understand.
What were some of the blessings that came?
Well, it was just the repost. It was just repost after repost after repost, big class after big class after big class, views after views after views on all of the things that I repost. It's just says this acceptance and the excitement and the interest that Queens of Lettos has been getting was a blessing, and it happened from week to week to week to week to week. It's like every single one of my combos, there's something happened, whether it was a big class, whether it was a repost from a celebrity, or whether it was a celebrity looking for me because of that combo. I did not understand it. It's like, what am I doing? Am I good? It's like, I couldn't even believe it myself, because it was like for years, and it was like, okay, today is the day. It was just something that I did, you know what I'm saying, with the drop of a dime. And it's like, with all of these things, I'm supposed to be doing this because of everything that I'm getting. It's signs from the universe or from God or whatever you want to call this higher force, that this is what I was supposed to be doing.
Was it ever overwhelming for you at one point? Because I can only imagine, right? Like right now, I only have about like 2,500 followers on Instagram, right? But I couldn't imagine going from having, let's say, as you said in the beginning of the year, you had around 10K, and now you have over 660,000. Like, at one point, did you ever feel like, am I supposed to be doing this? How do I manage it all? Like, any of those thoughts ever run through your head?
No, yeah, definitely. I think it was after the Nicki Minaj reposting. After she reposted my Itty Bitty Piggy video, I was like, well, damn, like, if this means this, then that means next week I'm going to have to come with it. And if I don't come with it, then that means the followers is not going to go up. And I wasn't ever afraid of losing followers. I just wanted this growth every single week, because it seems like I was on this wave ever since the privacy challenge, and just my followers started coming up, and my classes began to get bigger, and my creativity began to get just something more than I ever thought that it would. And it was like, well, damn, this pressure is kind of on me right now, because if I have Nicki Minaj reposting me, then that means I need to make the next step and get to Beyonce. And if I don't get there, then it's like, I didn't want to be known as that dancer that just had her moment and now it's on to the next. And now it's like, okay, what makes her relevant? You know what I mean? So I definitely had a moment of what do I do next week? How do I keep this wave? How do I get the attention from all of these people? How do I gain these followers? How do I keep gaining these followers till I get to Kazillion and like Instagram doesn't exist anymore? How do I do that? The answer that I have for that right now, just in case anybody is in my shoes, is like, you just keep doing you. Because before I did the privacy challenge, it's not like before I went into the room, I was like, okay, I need to get reposted by Chris Brown. Chris Brown has to see it. It just happened naturally. Same thing with the other reposts. And with Nicki Minaj, I said, okay, Nicki Minaj has to see it. She has to repost it. Let me do Itty Bitty Piggy. Nobody hasn't listened to that song for a while now. It's an old song. Like, I didn't set those intentions. My only intentions for my classes was to have fun and to create something that I adore. You know what I mean? Something that can just last forever. And then with that intention and not putting so much pressure on it, but to just have fun, that's when the Nicki Minaj comes. And that's when the Chris Brown comes looking for you and everything else that comes with that. So, but I definitely felt overwhelmed, definitely.
So one of the things that you have mentioned, I've been taking note, is you have mentioned you're a man. Lots of times you talked about support from your family. Why is it so crucial to have these important relationships in your life, especially as you are growing a brand and growing a business? Because
why? Why? What for? What is all the success for then? If you don't have a support system, or you don't have somebody to share it with, you don't have anybody to run home to, whether it be your family or friends, to just share it with, then why? Besides, you know what? Now that I'm speaking to it, besides the fact that it makes you happy and besides the fact that success is delicious, I just think it would just be a different story if I came home alone every night and I didn't have a support system. I didn't have anybody behind me. As human beings, we get so picky with ourselves and so critical and hard on ourselves. And you need that support system, or your man or your girlfriend or whoever, to give you that boost. You know what I'm saying? Like, you almost need to find yourself in your partner, because that person will know what's right for you and will know what's best and will see what makes you happy and kind of push you into that happiness, even if you're afraid or even if you feel like it's not good enough or whatever the case may be. My family has been, they're almost like my little fans. They feel so special because my mom is my mom and my dad is my dad, and people just recognize them off of the street just because of what they look like. You know what I mean? It just makes them feel special, and it just, from coming from, you know, not knowing where dance would take me to now one of your daughter is just all over social media with all of these dance videos. It's a really crazy thing. It's like almost like my parents are famous now. You know what I mean? And then with my man, God, I can't even really explain to that to its fullest, because it's just so extreme and so infinite. To be honest, he's probably one of the reasons why I even started my class, because he knew that I wasn't meant to be behind somebody. He knew that I wasn't meant to help bring another brand up. He saw the leader in me and the queen that I am to begin something that I began. It's like he almost saw himself in me. And what he would do is he would start his own thing. We're not followers, we're leaders in this house. So it's almost, so he definitely pushed me. He sees things that I don't all the time. And I think that's why it's so important to have, you know what I'm saying, the love of your life, or maybe you don't have your soulmate just yet, but just a support system, family that sees things you don't, because you can only see so much with those two eyes that you have. You know what I mean? You need other things that you need other eyes that people can tell you about, you know?
What's the biggest lesson you think you've learned about yourself on this journey this year?
One of the biggest, you know, coming back to me just doing me and not really putting that pressure and not putting any expectation to it, just me doing what I love to do. What does Aaliyah Janelle love to do? And what she loves to do is she loves to dance. What else does she love to do? She loves to teach. What else does she love to do? She loves to inspire people. She loves to meet new people and share with them things that I have learned and what comes from my experience, and how my experience is not all grandiose, so like how people think it is. Like, I work for my stuff too. So it's not really doing things because you love to do it, not doing things because you expect that next big thing to come. I would choreograph a dance for my next class to just have fun and to then again remind me why I love to dance and why I love to do what I do. Not because I need this repost and I need what so-and-so to see me and I need to make this money and and everything else besides just loving it. Not putting that pressure. The biggest lesson that I've learned for myself is just to keep doing me, to do what I do. And that's it.
What advice would you give to like that aspiring dancer, that aspiring person who wants to work in this industry to really get your name and your brand out there? And your skill set, because you definitely have to have a skill, right? Like, I can't say I want to be a dancer and I don't know how to dance, right? So it's like, exactly. What's that thing you got to do? You want to really make it, in your opinion?
To definitely use your resources in LA. Well, actually everywhere. I'm sure there's a lot of resources that live everywhere within your surroundings, and you have to use them, whether it's dancing, whether it's art, whether it's singing, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, going to school. You have to use your resources and go to school and sign up for classes, use those teachers, use those different choreographers, different classes, use your resources to better your craft. And maybe if you haven't found that one style or that one passion or that one focus, hopefully eventually find that one thing that you can focus on. So definitely using this, and again, not comparing yourself to other people, to always and understand that what's meant for you will and it it for you, whether it comes tomorrow, whether it comes next week, whether it comes in 2 years. That's what's supposed to happen. You have to trust your journey. You have to trust your path. You have to know whatever you attract in life is fully because of you and your decisions and your actions and thoughts.
What are you currently working on in the business? What's next? What can we expect to see from Aaliyah?
More videos, just me doing my thing in my Queens and Lettos classes. Definitely going to open up a studio very, 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 very soon. And in all reality, I really don't know how soon, but in my head, it's going to happen very soon. Queens and Lettos is definitely going to have a home where everybody can visit and just be cool and just vibe out and, whatever comes with that. I definitely want to get into, some acting and get on the TV screen. That's different than just dancer. I want people to see me in a different light, and then they've seen me better. So just more content, my studio, TV time, and whatever is meant for me, really.
And lastly, Aliya, when you hear the word dream driver, what does that mean to you?
Dream driver means everything I pretty much explained. That driver has this passion that they can't get distracted from, whether it be a person or something or a job or this rat race that we call life. They're not going to be distracted. They know that there's something at the end of the road. There may be, a couple stop signs in the way. There may be, but you're going to take them. You're going to get through them and continue on driving. They know that the other drivers next to them, it's not a race. So if another person is going faster than them, then that's their life. If another person is getting slower and is behind, you can't be responsible for them either. You got to kind of just stay on your own pace and be comfortable and be happy while you're driving. I think what's most important too is while you're on the way that you're just so happy. So that way, no matter how long it takes for you to get to that destination, it does not matter. The journey matters more than the destination. I get so happy when I explain my journey and where Queens and Lettos is now and how it began, because I was so happy within that time frame that I'm even more happy that it's continuing. I'm driving. So just being happy and feeling good, going back to that energy that I was explaining, just feeling good while you're on the road is most important, and just know that they're waiting for you. Something big is there waiting for you.
Thank you so much, Aliya. Let's go into our lightning round. So this part of the interview, I'm going to give you a prompt and just tell me the first word that comes to mind. And to just help you out a little bit, this is going to be sticking with our whole dreams and drive metaphor. Okay?
Okay. I hope I do well.
The first word is park.
My father.
Reverse.
Forward.
Neutral.
Shit. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know why.
All right. And then
I don't know.
Well, that's all right. That's what you think of when you think of neutral, right? And I don't know. And last but not least, drive.
Keep going.
And if you want to be a dream driver, you have to have your keys to success. So Aliya, tell me 3 things that you think every dream driver needs in their toolkit before they hit the road.
Happiness, passion, and support/love.
And where can our dream drivers find you online if they want to check out your videos to see what you're up to?
Yes, dream drivers, you can find, well, my website is still underway. It's still in creating mode so that it can be the best for everybody. That will be AliyahJanell.com. You can, of course, then find me on Instagram at the Aaliyah Janell. That's THEALIYAJANELL. You can also check my videos and my vlogs and kind of get a little besides and the Instagram, on my YouTube. Subscribe to Aliya Janell.
Thank you so much, Aaliyah. This has been so much fun. And as the people who know me, who follow me on Instagram, I'm like a wannabe heels dancer. We have a local class that I take with this girl, Janell. She's one of Sean Paul's background dancers, and she has this class in Jersey called Cakes and Heels. So, you know, I'm always in there whenever I can, trying to show a little bit of my moves. So this has been such a pleasure. And maybe one day when I come out, because I will manifest it, when I come out to LA, I will definitely be in one of your classes. Maybe I'll be in the select at the end, you know, when you have the girls who are killing it.
I got you. I'll look for you.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
All right, so that's a wrap for episode 118 with Aliya Janell. I hope that you enjoyed hearing her dream driving story as well as her keys to success. So if you love that episode, which I hope you did, the best thing you could do right now is to pay that inspiration and motivation forward. Wherever you're listening, screenshot this, send it to a friend, go on Facebook and post about it, go on Instagram and share it in your Instagram story, send a tweet about it, share Aliyah's story with someone else. I think that's so important as a dream driver. When you hear good things, when you hear motivating things, the best thing you could do is to share that with someone else. And you know, I would be really appreciative of it as well. Remember, we are Dreams and Drive across the board on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and use the hashtag Dreams and Drive when sharing. If you are not already part of our Facebook mastermind group, I have been a little bit lazy in promoting that, but I definitely want to have more people in the group, especially as we head into 2018. Just go to dreamsanddrive.com/Facebook to sign up, or you can just search Dream Driver Mastermind the next time you're on Facebook. Our show notes are available at dreamsanddrive.com as well. Click on episode 118 for all the tweetables and links to Aliyah's site. Reminder, guys, I'm offering podcast strategy sessions, so anyone who either is just starting their podcast or has already started and wants some tips on how you can grow it, build your community, get more downloads, strategize, whatever, I'm available to speak to you. Just go to dreamsanddrive.com to book a session with me. Sessions are $125, and I'm only going to be doing that price until the end of the year. So please make sure to lock in a session with me before the end of the year if you'd like to get it for that price. Thanks once again to our episode sponsor, StyleSeat. Make sure to sign up for a free 30-day trial by visiting styleseat.com or clicking the special link in our show notes page or on our partners page at dreamsanddrive.com/partners. Also, thank you to everyone leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. I really do appreciate it. And I want to read this one from Valerie Smith. She said, episode 117 is exactly what I needed to hear. Giving up is not an option. Keep up the dream. Thank you so much, Valerie, for shouting us out and for leaving a review. I do appreciate it. And I want to read your review on the next episode. So if you love the podcast, if you want to help with our ratings, just go to Apple Podcasts, click the leave a review button, and then write something nice, and I'll probably read it on the next episode. Make sure you hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening. So if you're on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeart, wherever, hit subscribe so that you get notified every time there's a new episode. Thank you to all the new listeners this week. I appreciate you all. Lastly, don't forget to enter our Dreams and Drive giveaway of the week. We are giving away a Dreams and Drive t-shirt in either red, black, or gray. So just go to dreamsanddrive.com/win to enter. That's dreamsanddrive.com/win. Keep dreaming, keep driving. Our next episode is going to be with Melissa Butler, founder of the Lip Bar. Get ready, guys. Talk to you soon.